Arrogant kid insults and sticks tongue out at Black Royal Guard. What happened next shocked the galaxy. Beginning, the boy who mocked power. In the glittering sprawl of the capital world Vexilin Prime, arrogance was a birthright for the rich. Skyscrapers pierced the clouds, and golden hover limousines streaked between them like shooting stars. Every window shimmered with holographic billboards. Every street pulsed with alien life. It was a crown jewel of the galactic dominion, a civilization that spanned 500 star systems. And in the penthouse of this hilarious tower, a 14-year-old human boy named Cairo Vaughn lounged on his levitating couch, flicking hollow chips into the air and complaining to his personal drone about boredom. Another dull day. Cairo sighed, tossing a platinum coin that hovered in midair before disappearing into a gravity sink. My father's off debating with ministers again, and my mother's probably upgrading her skin tone to match the new Martian gold trend. This place is dead. The drone, a spherical bot named Chirp, hummed. Sir, perhaps you could study for your entrance exams. Cairo made a rude noise and stuck his tongue out at it. I don't need exams. My father owns the education ministry. He was entirely wrong. His father, Admiral Cassian Vaughn, was one of the Dominion's elite, an architect of planetary conquest, and a man with influence that stretched across fleets. That power had spoiled Cairo, who had grown up never hearing the word no. That day, however, his life was about to collide with something that would shatter his gilded world. Outside the tower, the royal convoy was arriving. The air shimmered with protective energy fields as guards in black, chromium-plated armor stepped from sleek hovercrafts. At their head stood Circa, the royal guard captain, known throughout the galaxy as the Black Titan. Her armor gleamed obsidian under the sun, her presence tall and commanding. She was not human. Her skin was dark as polished stone, her eyes burning with an inner gold fire. She came from the planet Onyxia, home of the Black Royal line, a warrior race sworn to protect the Dominion's ruling empress. The Onyxians were respected, feared, and sometimes resented, and to a spoiled boy like Cairo, they were simply servants in armor. When Circa entered the lobby of his hilarious tower to meet the Admiral, Cairo happened to step out of the lift, wearing a silver jacket lined with neon blue. He was surrounded by two friends, other privileged heirs of the elite. He noticed Circa immediately. Her posture was perfect, her armor polished, her gaze unyielding. Every move she made radiated discipline and control. And for some reason, that infuriated him. Hey, look at her. Cairo whispered loudly to his friends, walking like she owns the place. Circa's gaze flicked to him briefly. Calm, assessing. She didn't speak. Cairo grinned and, for reasons only known immature arrogance, stepped forward and said, Hey, Tin Can, you guarding someone important, or are you just lost? His friend snickered. Circa said nothing. Oh, what? Too scared to talk? Cairo jeered. Figures. Probably just another drone in fancy armor. And then, just add insult, he stuck his tongue out at her, a childish gesture that made his friends burst into laughter. The entire lobby fell silent. The guard behind Circa stiffened. The air itself seemed to tighten. Her golden eyes met Cairo's, and for a heartbeat, he felt something ancient and terrible behind them. Something that could crush him without lifting a finger. But she didn't move. She simply said, in a voice like stone breaking through silence, Watch your tongue, boy. You know not to fire, you mock. Then she turned and strode past him, the heavy hum of her armor echoing in the hall. Cairo laughed nervously, pretending it didn't shake him. But deep down, a sliver of fear cut through his arrogance. He didn't understand why a single look from her had frozen his chest. He would soon find out. Middle, the reckoning of Vexilin. That night, Vexilin Prime skyline burned. A shockwave split the clouds as a rogue alien fleet dropped out of hyperspace. Pirates from the NYR Syndicate, a species of mercenaries known for raiding royal worlds. Explosions flared over spires. The defense grid flickered and died. Panic erupted across the capital. In the chaos, Cairo's father sent a message. Cairo, stay inside. The royal guard is en route. Do not go outside under any circumstances. But the boy, frightened and desperate to prove himself brave, ignored the command. He grabbed his hoverboard and shot into the neon-lit night, hoping to see the battle from above. Within minutes, the air thundered with gunfire. One of the alien ships streaked low, firing plasma bolts into the district. The blast ripped the hoverboard from under him and hurled Cairo through a shattered skybridge. He hit the ground, dazed, amid smoke and falling glass. He tried to crawl toward the emergency shelter beacon, but the ground trembled again. A massive NYR warrior, 8 feet tall, with chitin armor and blazing red eyes, landed nearby. Human youngling, The creature growled, raising a jagged blade. Good ransom. Cairo froze. And then, like a streak of black lightning, she arrived. Circa. Her armor shimmered as she slammed into the alien, breaking its chest plate with one strike. Sparks and blood scattered through the air. She spun, deflecting a plasma bolt with her energy shield, and finished the creature with a blade thrust that split the night in two. Cairo gaped. Circa turned toward him, golden eyes blazing in the glow of battle. You disobeyed your orders. I just wanted to... Silence. She grabbed him by the arm, not unkindly but with the strength of a storm. You will move when I say. Understood? He nodded, terrified. They moved through burning streets together, Circa deflecting debris and fire as alien soldiers advanced. Her movements were impossibly fluid, every strike deliberate, precise, devastating. When a collapsing tower began to fall toward them, Cairo screamed. Circa threw him clear and used her energy field to hold the falling structure for 3 impossible seconds, long enough for him to crawl away. Her armor cracked under the strain, black smoke curling from her gauntlets. Why are you saving me? Cairo shouted. I insulted you. She gave a sharp, bitter laugh. Honor doesn't bend for the foolish. You are under my protection, boy, whether you deserve it or not. For the next hour, she fought through enemy ranks, guarding him like a living shield. By the time they reached the central plaza, Circa's armor was scorched, her pulse blade broken, and her power core nearly drained. The alien fleet began to retreat as Dominion reinforcement arrived, but final strike, one aimed directly at the royal spire, descended like a burning comet. The city's defense system was offline. The blast had destroyed everything within a kilometer radius. Cairo saw it coming, and so did Circa. Without hesitation, she sprinted toward the impact zone and raised her shield generator, forming a massive dome of golden energy that expanded around the plaza. The explosion hit like the wrath of the sun, searing light, fire, thunder. The shield held, barely. When the light faded, Cairo crawled from the rubble, coughing, and saw her lying on the ground. Her armor was shattered, glowing with heat. The once impenetrable black plating now looked like cracked glass. He knelt beside her. Circa, hey, stay awake. Her eyes fluttered open. Still arrogant, still foolish, she murmured weakly. But brave enough, perhaps. Tears burned his eyes. You saved everyone. She gave a faint smile. That is my duty and my choice. Remember this, boy. Power means nothing without restraint and respect. Then her hand fell to her chest. The golden light in her eyes dimmed. The black royal guard lay still. Ending. The boy who learned respect. When the smoke cleared, the Dominion broadcasted the footage across the galaxy. The black royal guard captain Circa, of Onyxia, was hailed as a hero. She had shielded an entire district, including the admiral's son, from annihilation. Cairo watched the memorial from the steps of the royal spire. For the first time in his life, he wasn't wearing designer silks or polished shoes. He wore the black and silver uniform of the Royal Cadets, the same division Circa had commanded. His father stood beside him. You don't have to do this, son. You're not obligated to follow her path. I do, Cairo said quietly, because I was the reason she gave her life. Cashin placed a hand on his shoulder. She made her choice. I know, Cairo whispered, staring at the monument, a towering statue of Circa, her sword raised high, her armor shining beneath the sun. And I'll make mine. He joined the Royal Academy of Guardians, the same order Circa had once trained under. The boy who once mocked discipline learned it the hard way. Every dawn, he trained until his muscles ached. Every night, he studied the code of honor Circa had lived by. Years passed, and one day, as an adult wearing the same black armor, Cairo Vaughn stood before a new generation of recruits. His voice was calm, measured, disciplined, nothing like the arrogant boy he once was. He told them her story. He told them how one act of arrogance had turned into a lesson written in sacrifice. He ended every training session with her words. Power means nothing without restraint and respect. And deep within the royal hall, beside the golden flame that burned in memory of heroes, a small plaque bore a simple inscription, Circa of Onyxia, the black guard who stood against fire, and taught a foolish boy to be worth saving. When Cairo passed a monument each day, he would pause, touch the carved black stone, and whisper, "Thank you, Captain. I won't forget again." Above him, the banners of the Dominion rippled in the wind, and the faint glint of a golden-eyed figure seemed to watch from the shadows, a reminder that even the proudest hearts can be forged into something greater when tempered by respect.